Let me start by telling you that throughout the last months we found out where there are deficiencies and where can we do better. So, as Franz said before, here we presented our proposal. It is a very bold proposal. It is a real European answer to a purely European problem. And it is the basis of what we all say in the Parliament, in the Commission, in the Council, that we need more Europe. As I said just some minutes ago in the plenary, today's proposal proved that the current crisis, and I want to be clear on that, does not divide us, but on the contrary, becomes a catalyst for us to move ahead more united, more decided, and more resolved. So let's cut to the chase immediately. Today, we present to you a European Borders and Coast Guard Agency, which will build upon the current Frontex agency with a stronger mandate and, as it is obvious, an extended role. The primary objective of the new agency is to support all member states in managing our external borders collectively. We are not presenting invasive measures, I would say, but supportive and preventive measures. Yes, the agency will be able, in case of pressure at the external borders, to intervene both at the specific request from the member states and also without. But member states remain primarily responsible for the management of external borders, and we do not take away their sovereignty. What we propose is a more comprehensive and collective managing of our external borders, based primarily on prevention and cooperation at an earlier stage. Our objective is precisely to avoid that pressure at our external borders becomes a crisis, as it was the case throughout the last months. Emergency interventions would hopefully only be a measure of last resort. As you know, the agency will also have an extended role in return actions with a dedicated EU returns office. That means that the new agency will also be able to initiate return operations instead of just coordinate them as it is the case today. Member States, of course, retain the sole competence of issuing return decisions according to EU law. But we need to become better at effectively and more swiftly returning those who have no right to stay here. An important step has also been taken today to safeguard freedom of movement by enhancing security. We are proposing a targeted modification of the Schengen Border Code to introduce the obligation to carry out systematic checks against relevant databases at the external borders on everyone. This means that returning foreign terrorist fighters who are European Union's citizens, like the ones who perpetrated the Paris attacks, will no longer be able to return unnoticed. We can only have a Schengen area without internal borders if its external ones are effectively secured and well protected. I cannot repeat it enough. Schengen is the greatest achievement of European integration, and we are absolutely committed to upholding and strengthening it. But today is not just about borders. Managing the refugee crisis requires, as you understand, a comprehensive approach. That is why, in addition, we agreed to recommend a voluntary humanitarian admission scheme for persons displaced by the Syrian conflict who are currently living in Turkey. With this, we create legal, organized ways of entry in order to avoid dangerous, unorganized, massive flows. Moreover, we recognize the difficult situation Sweden is in, with exceptional pressure on the asylum system, and are proposing to suspend for a period of 1 year the obligations of Sweden to relocate asylum seekers from Italy and Greece. Finally, our migration package of today includes reports on how the Schengen area is functioning and what Italy and Greece have achieved as frontline member states and what they have still to do. All this shows, above all, that the European Commission means business when we talk about a holistic approach to managing migration and security challenges. It shows that we really want to support member states, that we want concrete actions to ensure solidarity and responsibility, concrete actions that are a response to the expectations of the citizens. Thank you for your attention.